Your life is not going to change overnight, but one night, everything is going to change. One night, everything is going to become different. And it's something you might not even notice, but there will be some sort of shift in your reality where everything really starts to change. All the hard work, all the sleepless nights, all the waking up early, it all starts to switch. It all starts to flip, and it turns from just the hard work into actual results, actual progress. That consistency pays off. And I've said this before and I'll say it many times more. Consistency is an absolute superpower. Consistency is one of the only superpowers that we have. There's so much that you can do with consistency. For example, working out. If you're in the gym and you go one time, you're not going to see any sort of change whatsoever. But if you go every single day for months and months in a row, those first 3 days, maybe nothing changes. But on that third night, there's a switch. And it's like, okay, your body starts to adjust to this. Your body, the work starts to pay off. And then weeks into it, months into it, it really starts to pay off. And it's the same concept with business. It's the same concept with a lot of other aspects in life. Consistency really starts to change. For example, those beginning stages of working out, you genuinely might not see any progress for the first few days, first few weeks. And it's also because you're making slight increases every single day in your progress, in the way you look, losing weight, gaining muscle. You're starting to gain this slight bit of progress. And, changing something 1% every day doesn't feel like huge changes, but all of a sudden you're 10% into it, and 10% is a fucking lot. 10% of something is a lot. If you lost 10% of your money right now, we'd all be like, fuck, like that's a solid chunk of my money. I mean, even if you're sitting here with $100, if you just randomly lost $10, like 10% is a lot. You know what I'm saying? Consistency is something that builds up. It comes together. It's not something that it's just like, okay, I've done it 5 days in a row and my entire life has changed. It's the slight changes and the slight progress every single day that after a long period of time of doing this, you'll have massive change. You'll have massive progress. And I have slow days. I have days where I feel like I'm not making much progress. I feel like I'm not, I might not make any money, or I might feel like it's not enough money. It's not a lot of money. But it's the consistency that matters. Because even a small amount of money over a long period of time builds up. And with the industry I'm in, I run a one-on-one program for reselling. I'm trying to expand it into other things in the future. Right now, I run a one-on-one program for reselling. If I stay consistent with this every single day, some days maybe I don't get any new clients. Then some days I maybe get 4 clients, 2 clients, even just 1 client. It's the consistency. And, if I added a client a week, that's 50 clients, 52 clients a year. That's a huge increase. That is a fuck ton of people. That's 52 people willing to pay you, willing to learn from you. 52 people that you can change their life. 52 people where I have the ability to work with them and help them get to, 2K, 5K, 10K, 15K, 20K months, whatever that may be. And it's not something where it's like, okay, I'm going to try this one time. Even with reselling in general, you can't just post one item. A spider hoodie, for example, that's what I'm wearing right now. A spider hoodie, you can't just post one spider hoodie, one marketplace app, and be like, okay, now it's time for me to get rich. No, you need to be consistent with it. You need to be, constantly adding new products. You need to be constantly marketing in different places. You need to be constantly trying to make sales, constantly trying to find people who want to buy your products, constantly having your friends post these items, constantly trying to go after these sales every single day. It's not something that, at the same time, you can just sit back and, relax, and then you get this random notification, your item sold. But it's something where if you're consistent with it and if you actually work towards it, your sales will come in more and more. If you're on social media, you're on marketplace apps, you're trying to make sales in person, that's going to give you a lot more results than just posting on Facebook Marketplace and waiting, just posting on Depop and waiting. You have to put effort into everything. Right now, I've been fixing my sleep schedule. I've been waking up anywhere from about 4 to 5 a.m. And some people call me fucking crazy for that, but I have so much extra free time during the day. It comes 10, 10 a.m., 12 p.m., 12 in the afternoon, and I've already had it a full day. I've already had a full day's worth of work. I've already, gotten outside. I've already eaten. I've already put in some work. I've already shipped orders. I've already made a bunch of content. Like, I've had a full day's worth of stuff before the average person is even waking up. It gets you ahead. And, there's not any drastic changes that I've seen yet. In all honesty, I could be waking up at 1 p.m. and honestly seeing these same results. Honestly seeing, all of this stuff. But if I wake up at 4 a.m. every single day for the next year, and like I said, it puts you ahead of the average person. Imagine I did that for a full year, how much more ahead I would be. And it's not even in a competitive way, but at the same time it is, especially as a man. Like, as long as it's not too much of an ego thing where you're like, oh, I have to be better than everyone else. That's kind of not where I fall. I'm not sitting here like, I want to be ahead of everybody. I want to be better than everybody. It's not an ego thing, but at the same time, like, I do want to be better than the average person. I do want to put in more work than the average person. I do want to achieve things that the average person will never do in their life. It's a mix of, it's a competition and just wanting to be the best version of yourself. Because if that competition is what motivates you, then let it motivate you. But me personally, I just want to become the best version of myself. And we only get one life. I do not want to waste this life. I don't want to waste my life being an average person. I'm not going to go into the whole rat race spill. We've all heard it a million times, but I cannot be that person who sits at a desk in an office for someone else's business, working for someone, getting paid $15 an hour, $20 an hour. And the crazy part is, I say $20 an hour. That's really fucking good money to a lot of people. $20 an hour is like life-changing money almost. Like, I couldn't even imagine that. I couldn't imagine trading my time for a $20 bill. 1 hour of my day for a $20 bill. I couldn't imagine it. I'd rather trade an hour of my day to make myself $20, not just to get paid. I have big dreams, and I'm not going to let anything stop me. I'm not going to let anything break my momentum. I'm back pretty consistent with everything. I've been getting a lot of work done recently. Ton of client work. I've got another client on track to hit a 10K month. I'm thinking it's going to be this month. Absolutely unbelievable. We started working together last month. He was pretty much completely new to reselling. He had done it in the past. He's listened to everything I say. If you're watching this, shout out to you, bro. That's my boy, Aiden. Shout out to you for real, because you're putting in the work. You're putting in the effort. You're listening to everything I have to say. You're following the exact same steps that I took to, grow my reselling business to $30,000 plus a month. And, I'm super proud of him. So I've been getting a ton of work done. I'm on the phone multiple hours a day with clients. Just sometimes, I'll admit, sometimes we're just talking shit. We're just, talking about the most random shit. I have clients call me and they'll start rambling about girls, and I'm just like, let's try and keep it like mainly to work, but like, these are my boys. They really are. Like, I love you guys. Got big plans for the future, and if I'm close with you and if I fuck with you and you're one of my clients, what we got coming for the future. Big things on the way. I promise you that. Like I said at the beginning of this video, eventually, I will expand out of reselling. That is my entire plan. But yeah, I've got a new client about to hit 10K a month. I have quite a few new clients doing 2K a month, 4K a month. Just beautiful numbers, for these starting stages. Beautiful numbers. And I'm just really happy with the way things are going. I went through a huge struggle in October, and it is now November 19th of 2025. And, seeing a ton of change compared to last month. Last month was just, overall, it was so fucking rough. It was so rough. I lost a lot of my consistency. I lost a lot of my motivation. But what do I like to tell you guys? The motivation is not what gets you rich. The motivation is not what makes you successful. What makes you successful is being consistent during the highs, the lows, the middle, the beginning, the end. No matter where you are at, you need to be consistent. The consistency is what changes everything. When your motivation is gone, if you give up, all of that consistency that you put in beforehand goes out the roof. It goes out the window. You wasted it. You completely wasted it. But if you are consistent and you're super motivated, so you get a ton of work done, and that motivation goes away, you get a ton of work done. You hit a new record month, you're making the most money you've ever made, and you let your consistency fail, you fucked up. But if you're having a record month, you're making the most money you've ever made, and you stay consistent, there you fucking go. That's what you need to be doing. And then if you make the least amount of money you've ever made, that's again when you need to be consistent. You need to be consistent past, present, future. There's not a single time that consistency needs to break. And when it does break, do everything in your power to build it back. You know, don't beat yourself up over it. You have to do that. You have to stay consistent. It does not matter what you are going through. You know, like I mentioned in my last video, if you watched it, I'm going through a breakup. I had a girl move out of my apartment a week ago. We lived together for 6 months. This girl, spent every waking minute with this girl. 6 months, that's not a crazy long time, but, you know, we've been on and off for a long time. Kind of been into each other for a while. And, you know, we started living together 6 months ago. She's gone, and I'm probably the most consistent I've been. Because first of all, girls will take up a lot of your fucking time. They will fuck with your head. They'll take up your time wanting to go out to eat, wanting to watch movies, all this bullshit, to be honest. I'm just going to go straight up and say it's bullshit. It's fun in the moment, but it's fucking bullshit. You know, this last week, instead of just being in misery in my bed, I'm getting up and making fucking money every day. I'm getting up and working every day. I'm getting up and trying to grow my business every day. I'm waking up early as fuck. I'm eating right. I'm staying close with God. I'm trying to keep all aspects of my life good. I want to better myself from this situation. I don't want to sit here and let it break my consistency. If anything, I'm letting it build my consistency. During a very hard time in life, I'm not going to sit here and act like it's easy, you know, like shit fucking sucks. It sucks. It hurts. It's depressing. It's lonely. But I'm not letting it stop me. If anything, I'm letting it build me up, because I know I know what I want to become. I know what I want to do with my life. I know what I want my future to look like. And if I'm going to let something like that break me, if I'm going to let something like that stop me, then I'm not meant for it. And if you are going to let some shit like that stop you, you're not fucking meant for it. Like, I've got a friend, I'm able to say this because I know he's not going to watch this video. Fucking never watches my videos. He's not like, I'm not going to sit here and be all entitled and be like, he should be watching my videos. But, you know, I've got a friend, and he lives out of state. He used to live where I live, but he lives out of state now. And he was dating a girl who lives here where I live for a very long time, and they like barely ever hung out. It was a full long distance relationship. And I mean, I'm not hating you guys. Like, a lot of you probably have your girlfriend in college or something like that. But it was a full long distance relationship. They barely ever hung out. Like, it's pretty mind blowing. And he's so like heartbroken over it because they're broken up, and he's so destroyed. He doesn't have any motivation. He doesn't do anything. He's just let this shit break him. And it's like years of his life has been wasted on this girl, on a girl that he barely even knows. You know, y'all can FaceTime all you want. You can text all you want. If you barely hang out in person, you don't know this fucking girl. And I mean, I understand love. You know, I've been there. I understand it. I had a girlfriend for a while, and it was when we were young. Got into some shit with her dad, and, you know, I wasn't allowed to see her, so it was damn near a long distance relationship. You know, we'd kind of do our sneaking around and stuff like that, but I was barely able to see her, so it felt long distance almost. So I know where he's coming from, where it breaks you and stuff like that, but he's wasted years of his life not putting any effort in, not even working, not trying to build a business. And I've put him onto every opportunity that I've ever done, literally ever. He hasn't taken me up on any of my business opportunities. I was a day trader for a while. I was in crypto for a while. I've tried drop shipping. I've tried e-commerce. I've been involved with reselling for a long time now. And, you know, I've tried to get him to do it all with me. So it's not like I've just left him in the dust, but he's been too worried about this fucking girl. Dude, I hope this video doesn't, like, get out to anybody, but, like, this girl who is not worth freaking the fuck out over. This girl, like, y'all can fill in the blanks, you know what I'm saying? She's not a girl wasting over 3 years of your life at this point. He has seen no progress. I love him to death. And if for some reason you're watching this, I highly doubt it. I want you to fucking, like, learn from this. I'm not sitting here shitting on you. Nobody on here knows you. So, like, I'm not sitting on here just shitting on you. But, like, bro, what the fuck? Like, you can't let that shit get to you. You can't let that shit break you. I don't care if you're in the relationship or out of the relationship. Neither one, you can't let it stop you. You can't let a girl be the thing to hold you back. Like, fuck. He has made no progress. He moved out of here when he was 15. He's going on 20. He's 19 right now. I'm 20 years old as well. He's 19 now, going on 20. And it's like he's still 15. He never grew up because he's just had his life on pause. Everything he's done has been about this girl. Like, we used to play Fortnite every fucking night. I'm sure a lot of you guys did too. We had a whole group of people who would play Fortnite every night. And let's say we're trying to play squads. We would sit there and fucking wait on this idiot. He would be the one, he'd be like, yo, let's get on Fort. And then 3 of us would sit here in the lobby waiting for him, spam calling him, like, what the fuck are you doing? The whole time he's sitting there, feet kicking in the air, talking to this fucking girl or arguing with her because she's talking to some guys or something like that. And it's like, bro, why are you wasting your time on that? And I would get so pissed at it because I was like, I'm trying to play Fortnite. Like, what the fuck? Like, I'm trying to play some fucking Fortnite. And then, you know, we grew up. And then it was that same concept with Fortnite all the way into trading stocks. That's kind of where the whole everything started, was trading stocks. I wanted to learn day trading, options, all that. And it became the same thing. Like, like I said, he lives out of state, but I wanted to have a routine with him just because it sucks doing things alone. I've been on this journey for years completely alone, so I'd want to have this routine where, like, we wake up early as fuck, we trade, we paper trade, we go take a run, we get back on the phone, we find what's been helping us, we just talk over everything. And he would miss all of it because he'd be busy with the fucking girl, busy bitching at her, she's bitching at him. And it's just like, come on. Went from Fortnite to trading, to crypto, which is also trading, to e-commerce, to reselling, to just all of these things. And it's like, why are you tripping over this girl? Imagine what you could have done in the last 4 years. Imagine how much you could have changed in the last 4 years if you didn't choose to just trip over this fucking girl. Like, what the fuck? And, you know, I'm victim of that as well. But what I'm going through right now, living with this girl for 6 months, get back on track. I had to get that little rant out. If for some reason he watches this, I hope it smacks you into reality a little bit, like, for real. But, you know, I'm a week into this breakup shit, and I'm doing nothing but bettering my life. You know, she met me. She's known me through the whole process. She's known me from the crypto days. She's known me from the e-commerce days. She was there for the jewelry brand. She was there for, you know, everything. So when we were together, I didn't let her slow me down up until October. I didn't let her slow me down. And now that we're not together, I'm not slowing down. I'm not letting shit stop me. I know what the fuck I want. And, you know, I'm in the Vette right now. Obviously, always in the Vette. And he, like, sent me a video of a Corvette the other day. And he was like, this shit's beautiful, bro. And I was like, yeah, like, you can get one day. And his response was like, oh, I really hope so. That'd be so cool. It's like, you hope so? This car is nothing crazy. Like, I'll admit it. This car is nothing crazy. But he was like, I hope I can get one. Bro, what the fuck do you mean you hope? If you actually put your head down and locked in, hell, if you would have locked in 4 years ago when you moved, bro, you could have 10 of these things in cash. Easily. I'm on my 4th one in cash. Easily. Like, this one's not in cash. I'm trying to build my credit. The first 3 were in cash. But, like, bro, it hurts my brain. So, I don't know. I'm on a rambling fest, but I hope some of you guys who are going through something similar relate to that. Whether that be, you know, your friend's a little bitch and he's what do they call it? Pussy whipped or whatever. He's just fucking, he's on a leash. You know, you kind of have to realize, okay, I'm on my own. I got to do this all on my own. Or if you are that person who's on a leash, you have to become the best version of myself, especially if you really do want that girl. And if you really don't want that girl to leave, you need to become the best version of yourself. You need to let her know, hey, you can't stop me. Hey, you cannot be the thing to hold me back. If you really want to be in my life, I have these dreams. If you really support my dreams, don't hold me back. You cannot hold me back. So if you relate to that in any way, I hope this was able to help. I hope it was able to kind of smack you into reality as well. A girl will either be the death of you and the downfall of you, or a girl will be the person to walk through the entire process with you, walk through the entire journey with you, and help you become the best version of yourself. There's two options, and there's honestly no other. That is the only two options.